I'm trying to go live on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and for some reason it's not going live on YouTube. So give me 2 seconds because I want to get this set up right. In the meantime, you get to look at all this loveliness. All that. Hello. I am live in both places. I didn't think I was. I thought that was it. Although I couldn't update the title on YouTube. Don't know why. Hello. It just went live. It was giving me all the details and changed it. It didn't actually change it. Hello everyone. Hello. I am live in both places. I realised it's been a minute since I've played the drum. You're getting double audio. Awesome. Hang on a second. I thought that was it. Let me see why that might be. Although I couldn't update the title on YouTube. Don't know why, because it just went... What about now? You're not doing it. It's me. It's me. It's because I've got a million audio sources from something I was doing earlier and I've got loop back still turned on. That should be okay now. Better. Flipping right. My voice does sound like it's doubling still. Still. It shouldn't. It literally shouldn't. It should sound like 1J. Hello everyone. This is great. I can see comments coming in from Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Look at the flipping times we live in. Look that we can do all this craziness. So, I've got to practice drums. I'm going to be playing drums live at festivals soon. And I haven't practiced drums in a while. And I always get a lot out of practice sessions when I'm playing in front of you guys. So I figured I'm just going to go for it. This is the set, or one of the sets. I don't know which set. Actually, I do know which set. I'm not going to tell you which set. I'm going to do a song, or a bit of a song, just to test the audio for you guys. If it sounds weird, let me know. If you can't hear anything, let me know. You should be able to hear everything, though. Like that. Drums. Drums. it all working? Does it all sound and look lovely? It should. If any of my Twitch mods are around, sorry, would you mind turning the Stream Elements stuff off? Guys, I'll take some questions in a minute off you guys. Thank you very much, Will, for turning those off, mate. Bless you. Normally that'd be the end of a set, but it's not. I'm going to switch back to cameras a second. Ah, hello! Hello everyone! Can I talk about what I'm playing? Drums. These are drums. I'm playing the drums. Oh my god. In between tours, I basically don't drum. And feeling out of shape now. So someone was asking what's the kit. It's a Roland TD50KV. I've had it 5 or 6 years now. I've had it quite a while. The people that are watching on Twitch helped me get this right at the beginning of my online drumming journey, and it's turned into drum lessons and all kinds of things. And if you can see over on this side of the screen, where my hands are doing this, there are things that are pointing towards those things. I've got audio coming through over here, delayed audio. Let me just turn my amp off because I don't need to hear myself. So, guys, if we've got any drummers here, I'm going to say this a few times during this stream because why wouldn't I? I'm drumming on the internet. If you're a drummer, if you're looking for drum lessons, looking to just up your game a bit, head over to jpostones.com and grab yourself a free trial on there. If you type in the code ready to learn on a silver membership, you'll unlock it free for a while. You can go and check it out. What am I... Hang on, why can I still hear... Why can I still hear myself? Weird. I can hear myself talking over there. Anyway. What were we saying? The patterns and stuff. Okay, this is the crazy thing. With a song like that one that I just played, there is... there's so much going on that unless I spend time, and often spend time with the notation... I don't think about it at a level that has a high enough resolution to explain what's going on. And the weird thing is that in order to explain this stuff, I have to reverse engineer the songs. Because I learn them by listening to them and playing along, and I've played for so much of my life that often is where I start and I get most of the way. And then I can kind of zoom in and like play things slower if I need to learn them. So explaining what's going on with that song is actually kind of tricky because I don't really know. I just play it. That's not a good answer. If I was in a drum clinic, I'd be able to... I'd have prepared some stuff about that song to show you. That link, if anyone else is in here from Twitch mods, can we just change that link to jpostones.com instead of jpostones drum lessons, because that's my old website. Although I have redirected all the traffic, so if you go there, it'll just ping you to the new one anyway. Hello, Thompson. Long time no see. Cyan, have I been painting anything lately? I have. I'm painting some... they used to be called Imperial Guard. They've got a wanky name now. What are they called? Like something, something, something. I don't know. Warhammer Army Boys. The little ones. I'm painting like a cannon and like 3 Army Boys around it at the moment. And it seems kind of cool. I finished painting this like snaky bug the other day, and I really like it. I'm really, really pleased with it. I think it's the best one I've painted so far. If you want to see it, go to jpaints40k on Instagram. There's a photo of it. There's a local painting competition happening at the moment, and I haven't... It's like at the local Warhammer store, and I haven't entered it in it because I don't know. I won a couple of those painting competitions, and I just wasn't like bothered by it after I did it. Like the first one, I was like, oh cool, I won a painting competition. And the second one, I was like, oh cool. And now I just can't be bothered. So they're all encouraging me to take part, and I can't be arsed, which is really bad. Anyway, I'm going to play some more music. I don't know what this song is. I think it's going to be The Grey. Let's find out. Oh, I will tell you something. I've got this counter down the bottom. I've coded this myself / with ChatGPT. It updates when people join my website. So this isn't subs on Twitch or YouTube, this is subs on my drum lesson website, and I'm so proud because I tested it this morning and it actually works in real time. What a nerd. Yo, it was the grey. Someone a second ago was asking, are there any rudiments, or what's the most common rudiment I go to, or something like that. There's a handful. I think every drummer's kind of got the go-to chops that they like, and I'm a bit of a anomaly drummer, I suppose. I'm self-taught. I learned everything myself the way that I wanted to learn it, which was just, what am I interested in? Can I learn to play it? Yes. I've always just followed that. So patterns that I tend to go to, they're like overcomplications of easy patterns. So I string together like simple patterns into longer numbers is probably the way to think about it. So there's a couple. One would be like a 3, simple, that kind of thing. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, or another 3. Kick left right. Combinations of those, both ways around. And then other ones that I like, there's obviously the 4s. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. You can do that with a double kick or a single. And then if I was to combine like a 3 and a 2, you get a 5. So right left left, the one I showed you earlier, that, and then right left left right left. You get 5. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, and you just keep that going as a 16th note. So I really like that. I use that. I overuse that, if I'm honest. That's like one of my go-tos. If I don't know what I'm doing for a bit of a fill, I'm like, oh, let's start with that, because I just love how it feels. I never seem to get bored of it. And you can orchestrate it in loads of different ways. And also, there's different ways of doing it, right? So you've got the quintuplet way. Quintuplets, grouping of 5 into 1 quarter note, or you've got the 16th note version of it, same pattern. Exactly the same pattern, just using different orchestration. I love it. Just stuff like that. And then you can mess around with 7s, 9s. But those, just like basic patterns like that, I tend to be able to pull loads of ideas just out of those. And then there's going to be some specific fills in Tesseract where I learn something that's specific. Right, so Nocturne does that crazy fill. Those kinds of fills are just longer drawn out versions of the concept I just mentioned. So kick right left right is the first bit. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. You learn that. And then the next bit, and you just learn to string these things together. And a good way of writing these things, if you don't know how to do it, is in a computer. You can write stuff in a computer and then learn it, because you can almost certainly put something down in a computer that you can't play that sounds awesome, and then you've got the orchestration. You can kind of mess around with the orchestration, and you can then figure out how to play it on the kit, which I do that a fair amount. With Tesseract stuff, at least, I have to start in a computer sometimes. So there we go. Isaac says, can I request a song, please? I'm playing through Tesseract songs that are like in a set. So I'm only really playing the songs in the set on this stream. I used to do a lot of song request streams on Twitch, but I kind of got burnt out doing that. So I don't know if I'm going to go back to that format. But later on, if there's a Tesseract song that's in the set, or not in the set, and I can quickly queue it up, then we'll have a look later on. So, David, thank you very much for the kind words, my friend. D&D Noob says, like like a duck on water. Mate, I've got ducks in the back garden, literally. I love them. They're the most hilarious animal ever. Well, ducks and goats, both of those are hilarious, and I have both of those in my garden behind me. In fact, if I open these curtains here, if it wasn't so bright outside, you'd probably see them. It's 98 degrees Fahrenheit outside here, which is dreadful. That's just an awful temperature to be. So I'm inside with my fan blasting at me. I'm going to carry on playing some drums for you guys now. Let's see what's going on. This is going to be natural disaster, I reckon. I want to see the thing on my screen that I can't see, which is the subscriber thing that I've set up. What I need to do is some kind of alarm that goes off when someone subscribes to my website, because at the moment I just can't see that, and I want to be able to see that. So let's see. I can't see if it's on 35 or 36. If it's on 36, that means someone subscribed during this stream already. If it's not, then it means no one has subscribed during this stream yet. But I'm still confident it's working. Oh shit, I was supposed to be playing. Here we go. Oops! I got my stick stuck under my ride. That won't be the last time that happens. Flamberg, hello mate, how you doing? What's it going to be? So that's one of the rare times where a little bit of Daniel helps. A little bit of Daniel Tompkins would have helped me not get lost there. I thought I was later on in the song than I actually was. And we also had a poltergeist hit my china. Pesky poltergeists. Coming in here, hitting my china. I am the flipping Ghost Note master, not you. It's not effortless. This is the one song in the set where I just got to think all the time. Yo, there we go. That's fun. It's difficult. It's still a difficult song. When we first started playing that one live, I couldn't play it for shit. Could not play that song. There was so much going on in it that I didn't have the finesse yet to play. And really, you've just got to get up to 130 BPM with paradiddles. That gets you most of the way with that song, because the ghost note pattern, right, left, 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 left. So right, left, right, left, right, left, left. Da, 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 da. It's a paradiddle. One, two, three, four. Right, left, right, left, left. It's not a literal paradiddle, but most of the ghost notes in that are pulled from a paradiddle. So once you can do paradiddles consistently, just 16th notes up at 130, then you have to just feed those like the accents into that pattern, and then you get used to it. Difficult though, man. It's not an easy one to play. 32nd note paradiddles right at 136. No, I think 16th notes. Oh, he's joking around. I'm actually crap at paradiddles, if I'm honest. Paradiddles, like I said earlier, I'm one of those drummers that I've learned what I like, and I've practiced what I like. I learned to run before I could walk with a lot of things, but what that means is that I've gone kind of really far down this niche and this understanding that's very different to most drummers. So, you know, you get in a room with different drummers and start jamming, and what we can do is going to be very different. But I think that's important, right? I talk about this with my students. I think if you are a drummer that
just does what everyone else does and doesn't spend that much time exploring by yourself creatively, just like going down those rabbit holes and finding out what you like and don't like, then you end up just sounding like everyone else. And when you sound like everyone else, you don't necessarily have a future as a drummer, because people aren't that interested in hiring you. Like, you've got to have something about you that is like stand out. And that's true for any creative, I think. And I wouldn't say it's the thing that gets overlooked, but it's the thing that it's probably the most difficult to define, right? Anyway, Gabriel, what are you saying? When we're showing off the Warhammer figures, I'd have to like turn all my cameras around. So over on this side of my room, it's I'm in a fairly compact room here. It's probably, what's this room? I'm going to say like 12 feet maybe by 16, something like that. 16 by, I don't know. It's not giant. It's big enough. And what you're seeing is a cropped view, right? So you don't see all the crap that's everywhere. You can see a little bit of the crap in the overhead camera because I've got my drum bags over there. On this wall, I've got a whole paint station. It started out 3 years ago, right, with me getting a handful of Citadel Warhammer paints. And I was over this side of the room. My computer was on this side of the room. The kit was over that side. And I painted a couple of little minis, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And now I've gone pretty far down that rabbit hole. I've got the whole airbrush setup. I've got like a library of paints. I've made myself a rack, so I've got all the paints set out like the rainbow, all the different ones I like. I've got a shelf of all the ones that I've painted, and then at the top, I've basically got my own shop. It's like a Warhammer shop. It's got out of hand. I think for everyone that collects these things, it gets out of hand pretty quick. If you got no self-control like me, I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of unpainted things, and I think that's also part of the joy of the hobby, is that you pick something up because you want it. You want to paint it one day. That's very much what I do. Like, I pick something up, I'm like, oh my God, this would be so good to paint. I just love the way this model looks, and it then sits on the shelf for quite a long time, most of the time, until I get around to painting it. That's just what happens. I've got models up there that I got like 2.5 years ago, and I haven't started painting yet. But when I'm in the mood to paint, I love looking up there and choosing what I'm going to paint. That is like super pleasing to me, and I've got all these options. So yeah, if you haven't tried it, you've got to try it, man. Go to a Warhammer store, pick something out that looks cool, get some paints. Go and follow jpaints40k on Instagram. That's where I'll post the models that I'll finish. And I reckon I've got quite good at painting. I can see, I look at what other people do online, and I can see the difference between my stuff and the stuff that people have been painting for a very long time. But I'm pleased with the quality at which I can paint. Like, I look up at my little shelf of stuff now, and I'm like, yeah, man, I like these guys. It brings me some joy. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about little plastic minis. It's a fun time, though. It is a fun time. What kit is this? Someone asking. Tweaker. It's a Roland TD50KV, but I've put LED strips in the heads because it looks cool from overhead, and these heads turn grey pretty quickly if you don't do that. So, yeah, what we're saying. Someone says something in a language I can't read, but the most difficult song. War of Being is the most difficult song. War of Being is pretty difficult. I think Nocturne, in terms of stamina, is more difficult. Yeah, you're trying to play War of Being, so you're trying to drum along to it. All right, go to my website. You can see all of the stuff over here. Go to my website, get yourself a free trial. All of the resources are there for War of Being. So the notation is there. There's a play along that is synced to the notation, and you can download the Guitar Pro as well and the MIDI. Yeah, all of that stuff is there for you to learn. There's another song that I did recently, Legion, which I'm going to play for you in a bit. That is probably the most. I don't know if it's the most difficult anymore. It was the most difficult song for me to navigate from War of Being. Now I can play it a bit more comfortably now. But that song, I've done like a whole lesson, so that if anyone's trying to learn that one, that's a pretty good one to to sit with for Tesseract. What were we saying? Tweaker, listen to Bloodbath by My Outer Pocket. I've got no idea what that is. This is an interesting one. This is something, I don't know if you guys have seen. So the last couple of days I've been trying something out because I've wanted to start this for a while, and I've got like kind of a future vision for it. Anyway, I started doing just conversations in the mornings. I sit down and I get a cup of tea and I start talking at the camera about something that's on my mind. I did one that was me talking about drum studio that I'm making out the back here, that I've started this this project. It's kind of a massive project. And then the second one that I did yesterday was about this concept about 1,000 true fans, right? So whatever your business is, if you've got a creative business, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is, if you can get to 1,000 people with that thing, then generally that thing can pay you a living. You know, you're going to get past your income burn, hopefully. And today I did another one where I was talking about feeling numb all the time, which I'm laughing about it. It's not actually funny. Just like not that much brings me joy anymore, which is crazy. And I was talking to my wife about it this morning. It's spurred on by like a podcast I listened to yesterday, and I was like, holy cow, I think this is me. It's kind of crazy. Like, I have all these amazing experiences, and I go on tour with Tesseract to play all these amazing places around the world, and then I don't feel the way that I expect to feel when I do this stuff, which is like, oh my god, that's fucking amazing. I never feel like that, ever. I'm just like, oh yeah, cool. What's that about? And is that just getting old? Is that just what happens to everyone? Or are we addicted to our phones and the dopamine hit that we get from the stupid shit on our phones, that doing anything that we used to do that brought us joy no longer cuts it? And I suspect it's 10 years of phones that's doing it. That's just a theory that I have. I don't know that that's true, but that's a theory. And I'm trying to cut down my phone use. So I post videos and stuff on Instagram because I have to. You can't be a drummer these days and not post what you're doing online, can you? And yeah, I schedule it all so I don't have to go on Instagram as very much, because I don't have the self-control to stop scrolling on Instagram if I go on there. Have you guys got any tactics? If you're on Instagram, what do you do to stop yourself going on there? And what are those tactics? I'm interested in this stuff. Because it's difficult. As soon as you go on there, it's just like, oh my god, you're eating the best food. You're eating the sweetest, best food. And then you're actually not. You're just looking at crap. D&D, you think we need a video of me painting? I've thought about doing that. I've had people request that from time to time. And the way that I'd want to do that is like... how do I explain it? I'd have to have a whole camera set up, and I don't know how interested I am in like doing that. But this is only because when I'm painting, I'm like in my zone, and I'm not thinking about anything. I've got maybe a podcast on, or I'm listening to a show, and it's purely a reset and an unwinding. And if I start turning it into something where there's an audience, outside of just posting it online sometimes, if I start turning it into something where there's an audience, I don't know that I'll enjoy it as much as I do. It's something that I'm worried about, so that's why I've never done it. Because I've had quite a few people ask me, like, oh, you should do like tutorials and stuff. I've got so many things that I do, like. Something that I'm developing is the ability to say no to things. That's a hard thing. As you get to a point where more and more opportunities come your way, being able to say no to things is like becomes a bit of a superpower, because otherwise you run out of time and you half-arse everything. And that, for me, I'm sure it could be fun, but I think it would probably turn into something that would take a load of my time and take a load of my bandwidth, and I'd end up neglecting something else that I probably should be doing that's actually going to pay. It's actually going to result in me getting paid, like my drum lessons, for example. That's where I'm putting all of my time at the moment. Anyway, more output, less Insta. Hello, Dalton. iPhone settings for screen time. I've done that. I've done that so that it doesn't let me on there for more than 15 minutes. I think I need to get some kind of hard lock that literally locks me out of it. My phone just explodes if I'm on there for more than 15 minutes. It's just too easy. It's like, You know, like back in the day, there'd be like in the UK it was You've Been Framed. In the US, I think it was America's Funniest Home Videos, right? And it's just loads of funny things happening in sequence, right? Just video after video after video after video. It's basically what the internet is these days. It's just funny shit, then funny shit, then funny shit, then funny shit, and then like awful Trumpy shit, and then funny shit and funny. Like that's basically my feed. And I'm sure people that are like on the other side of the political spectrum get like the opposite, because that's what happens. But that's all it is. And it's like, that's not good for you to see all of that stuff all the time. Speaking of it, did anyone see the new South Park? Did anyone see that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Flipping unbelievable. I can't believe they did that. Absolutely mental. God, what's gonna happen, man? Oh, I'm flipping drawn into it. I'm on the edge of my seat to find out what happens now. Literally in the real world, not in the next episode. I want to know what happens in the real world. Ridiculous. Anyway, what's my favourite new metal band? Says Tweaker. From back in the day, probably System of a Down. From that era of bands, I think I got into those the most. There was like loads of bands, obviously, but yeah, System of a Down were flipping banging. They were so good. I went up to 36 subs. Did I really? Has that happened? Oh, yes. Amazing. Guys, I'm an idiot and I haven't set it up so that I can see when that happens, because it's I've basically made this browser source on my website and on my desktop, and I'm running a local server thing, and it's tracking current subs this month to my website, and I've set it up so that, you know, it adds another one when someone does it, and it just happened in real time. So whoever that was, thank you so much. That's flipping sick. I'm so glad that that's working. That took me way too much time to get working earlier, just to have it on screen, to not be able to see when it even works. Oh man, but I'm glad it's working. See, that's brought me joy. Thank you very much. That's brought me a lot of joy. Yeah, I did a stream a while ago where I played all the way through Toxicity in one stream, and it was brilliant. It was so much fun. So I'd say System of a Down, probably my favourite new metal band. I need to play some drums again, so let's go. I don't know what this is going to be. It's definitely going to be music by Tesseract, though. All the guys in the stream as well, in the chat, thank you for chatting to me. If you're asking for songs, if you like requesting songs, I haven't got all of that sort of stuff on. I'm not running like a song request stream. I'm running through Tesseract songs. I'm the drummer for a band called Tesseract, and I'm kind of preparing for a bunch of shows that we've got coming up, and this is like all of the songs that might be in the shows. And me playing online gets me a little closer to what it feels like when I'm on stage, because I've got an audience. This is a song called King. Sorry, this one's quite a lot louder than the other ones. I can't turn it down individually either because I exported it as one big file. Sorry guys. Gorillas. Yeah man, I flipping love it. See, I love painting them. I haven't played the game yet. I suspect I'd enjoy it. I just need to find the right group of people to play it with. So that's a J problem. But yeah man, I flipping love painting them. Absolutely love it. That was loud. You were playing along to Sonder earlier, flipping right. Here we go. You know what this is? More Sonder. Oh, that's some fun. All that over the bar line stuff. Yeah. Key is not to think about it too much. If you start zooming in and thinking about it, it all falls apart. If you just let it flow, and you just have to know the song well enough. And have played drums for a long time. That helps. Moss462, hello mate, how you doing? I think we got Legion up next. If you guys have got any questions, get them in chat. I'll answer them after I played this song. This is a difficult one. Difficult one to drum. Allied Disease, how you doing? It's so aggressive to play, that is. Oh man. That's the flipping jam, that one is.
Guitar tune.
That is the flipping jam. Someone was asking a minute ago, what are the clicks in the background? So what I'm hearing, I've got a metronome in my ears. What you're hearing is some of the cues. So the guitarists have clicks in kind of weird places, and it's a little, I can hear them and it's kind of distracting because I'm not used to them being there. But the way that I exported the project so that I could play it on this computer without this computer shooting the bed is I just exported everything. So you guys are hearing music and cues and all of that, and it will be like, there'll be moments where there'll be like guitar change, and don't forget to change your guitars, and don't forget to play the long version of Concealing Fate Part 2, you dickheads, and things like that. We have stupid things in there that tell us, remind us to do things during the set. And you're hearing the clicks. It's just reminding the guitarists that, oh, this is where you do the thing, and this is where you do the thing, because everyone in this band has, like, anxiety. We're on stage. It's like, we're never going to remember this without these clicks. And if you took them out, you'd still probably be fine. So, yeah, it's just like a brain backup. That's the reason that they're in there. Any plans for another drum guitar studio jam with Martin Grech? Probably not. There isn't anything at the moment. I'm not sure what he's doing. I haven't really spoken to him since when did I see him last? He came out to a Tesseract show a long time ago. Like after Polaris, but maybe on the Sonder tour he came out to a show, and I saw him then, but I haven't seen him since then. He's an unbelievable musician, man. He's so flipping good. How are you all so damn good at making music? That's very kind of you to say. I mean, Ackle, the main guy in the band, what am I talking about? The main guy in the band. The main composer, I would say, Ackle is the main composer in the band. And he is, I think, a genius. Like, when I first heard his music, the stuff that was coming out of him, I was aware that it was special compared to everything else I'd heard by anyone else at the time. It's about like 2003-4 when I heard his first demos. I was like, oh my god, this guy isn't doing what anyone else is doing. He's found his own thing, and it's flipping amazing. And he was like 16, 17 doing this stuff. Meanwhile, I'm playing with like 24-year-olds who can't do anything like this. So yeah, I very quickly got in touch with Ackle. I was like, mate, drums, let me do it. It was too obvious of an opportunity not to try and play drums for this project, and it's 20 years later now, so that's crazy. Yeah, man, some people just have it, I think. He's either born with something unique. I mean, we're all born with unique things, right? Unique traits, but his are just so dialed in to be able to do this. And then his interests and his everything that led up to him being able to, all of his conditioning, he was just in a place where he was able to focus on doing this stuff, man, and he can still do it. The ideas for Tesseract 6. There's some ideas at the moment. Dan sent me a new one through the other night. Ackle have been working on this song. It's one of those ones, some songs take ages to come together, and they, War of Being took a while. There was like 15 different versions of Burden. Certain songs just take ages, man. But then The Grey was like a day, and Nocturne was like a day. Ackle just did it in a day, and he knocked out one of those day songs the other week. He said it might have taken him a couple of days, I don't know, but it's he sent it through, and I was like, okay. And it's not crazily complex like a load of Tesseract songs, but I heard it and I'm like, yeah, man, I can imagine this working. Like, with what it was an evolution in a slightly different direction for us, because it dropped a lot of the complexity, but man, it had all the feel. And now, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, Dan's gonna do something over this. As long as like Dan nails this, which I know he will, it's gonna be sick. And then like the next day, Dan just sends me a WhatsApp with a link, because I knew as soon as he heard it, he'd be like, I've got ideas for this. It's a Dan song. It's a flipping Dan song. And yeah, he sent it through, and the first time I heard it, I was like in this room just laughing, just like, oh my god, yes, that's gonna be so sick. And when I have that reaction, I know that it's like that's the filter for me. Literally, I've got such a brutal filter with this stuff that if I'm like, no, that's not good enough, I'm fairly like, I hope I'm to the point. I don't want anyone in the band to think that I'm just like, I don't care. I think I'm fairly to the point about stuff that I'm not keen about, and it's rare that there's stuff I'm not keen about, but I'm very vocal about it when I am. Like, I wasn't keen about Echoes when we were, you guys probably know this, when we were writing the last record. I thought it was a bit rubbish. I'm like, and the demo for it just, oh man, I couldn't get along with it. I didn't even rehearse it before going into the studio because I'm like, I'm so against this that when we get to the studio, I'm not going to play it. It's not going on the record because it's not going to have drums. And then we got to the studio and the producer chopped it up and took out the parts that were shit and stitched it back together, and it turned into something that was actually all right. And now I really enjoy playing it live. It's like, it's come around, it's turned into something that I enjoy, but I was not a fan of the process, and to it being a finished song, I thought it was a terrible song. Anyway, this new one's going to be a belter. We're going into the studio. We're getting together in September to do some writing in a room together, which is very rare for Tesseract. It's normally just Ackle in his bedroom, but it's going to be all of us in a room. And we're going to hopefully have some new music sooner than later. And I think the plan at the moment, rather than leave you guys waiting for an album for ages, I think we're going to put out kind of songs as we finish songs. Like we'll get either a song or a collection of songs together, but a smaller collection, and put those out. And then maybe when it's like an album's worth of material in like 4 years or something, then we can pull it together for some kind of special release. But, you know, kind of do periods of Tesseract rather than just wait out and hold out for an album. Because unfortunately, it's the way the music industry's gone. You know, the way that it works is you may as well release singles because you get more traction from singles now than you would an album. If you've done an album's worth of music, they may as well all be singles, and you may as well drip feed them because you get more exposure doing that, which is, it's kind of sad. It won't stop us doing an album, but it will change the way we release music, is what I'd say. We're working with Case Code, but at the moment, yes, but we're exploring the idea of self-release, like being our own label, and maybe even growing it to a point where we are our own label, and we can take other bands that we want to work with that we find that we're interested in. We're all kind of sniffing around that at the moment because, again, the model of a label is, we have to question like what does it bring us at this point? Because, you know, we've had people from labels come out to us with offers, and it doesn't, like, it doesn't make sense. Why would we take that? Why? So I think we're going down the route of creating our own label is probably what's going to happen next in Tesseract world. We're at the beginning of it all, so don't like, that's not like news flash or anything, but that's what we're talking about at the moment. Right, I should play some more music. Throne, You Cried at the End of Sacrifice. It's such a good song. It is a great song, man. It is a great song. I love your DW logo on your channel, by the way. Pretty soon, guys. I said this at the start of the stream. I'm building a drum studio in my backyard, and I'm going to be on like an acoustic kit, which is going to be sick. So I'm still going to have the electric kit as well, and it's going to be loads of fun. But I'm going to be on an acoustic kit, and that's going to be a whole thing, and all my lessons are going to be on acoustic kit. From there, I'm going to be able to do lessons on like tuning drums and all the stuff that I can't do on this, obviously. I'm still going to have both. I'm going to like do some things on this and some things on the acoustic kit. But man, having a dedicated space that's acoustic kittable is going to be sick. Voxwire, can I join? Can you join what, my friend? Can you join the stream? You're probably in it. I don't know if I've said anything in the past 20 minutes about this. jpostones.com. If you're thinking about drumming, if you're thinking about getting behind those drums and you're feeling like you're a little bit nervous about it, or you're feeling like maybe you need to get your chops up, you need to just improve some skills, you're trying to get your head wrapped around odd timings and all that kind of stuff, that's what I know about. That's been the past 30 odd years of my life, and I'm quite good at it, and I can teach it really well. So if you are interested in any of that stuff, or you're just interested in growing your skills, and this is an area maybe you haven't delved into and you're interested, go and grab yourself a free trial on jpostones.com. Use the code READY2LEARN, ready, the number 2, learn, on a silver membership. It'll unlock it for a month, and the little counter that's down here somewhere will jump up by 1 if you do that, and that will make me happy. Right, let's play some music.
Choir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I guess there's going to be a choir at some of these shows that we're playing. It's my bad editing in this project. That was pure muscle memory and luck, that was. I was remembering it as I played it. We haven't played that since Radar last year, so it was like, oh shit, what do I do? Yeah, man, it's such a jam, and with the choir, it's so good. If you guys seen the Radar video yet, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. Proper like full body tingles moment. Throne. This is a Roland TD50 KV, and I'm using Toontrack samples on this computer to the side of me. Wowzers. Holy moly. That was a lot. That's a lot of drumming and a lot of sweating straight out of my face. Guys, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I need to see it on this computer. Oh, I'm not logged in on this computer. If people have been giving subs and things, which I think might have been happening because you guys all kicked off, I can't see it, which is my bad. Let me go and see. If people have been giving subs, could someone tell me so I can thank you, please? Because I can't set it up quickly without getting up there and doing loads of things, which is really embarrassing. I don't stream that often, so I've completely forgot to set that part of my screen system up. But I know the usual suspects. Riku dropped quite a few gifts here. Riku, thank you very much, Riku. That's very kind. Yeah, guys, that's some music, that is. There's a little bit more that I've got to play. Sige, you just resub 15 months. You resub 15 months? Okay, well, thank you very much. That's insane. That's amazing. I appreciate you, mate. Are you coming out to any of the shows? Who here is coming out to one of the shows? We're doing Arctangent, we're doing Motocultor Fest in where's that? France. We got a few more festivals that we're doing. Guess what? We're going to be on a bus. We're going to be on a bus. Yes, we are. We're flying to obviously some of the festivals, but the Motocultor Arctangent situation, we're going to be on a tour bus. Normally, we're just like in a flipping van because there's no budget. Because I'm not going to get into all of that. But let's just say we're in a better situation now, and we're working with people that have our backs. And we can afford to do this stuff slightly more comfortably, which is great. So we're going to be slept, we're going to be rested. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be flipping great. Twitch 307, I did play King already. Someone asked me what games have I been playing recently. I haven't been playing many games. I've picked up so many games, and I haven't given myself permission. I haven't given myself time to just stop working on things and play a game. I picked up the DLC for what's it called? That amazing Cyberpunk. That one. I picked up that and I started playing that, which is great. I'm really enjoying that. I've picked up the new Doom, and I haven't even started it yet, and I really wanted to play that. I have picked up... I got that... Is it Baltro, whatever it is. It's like the card game from that fishing game, Dave the Diver. It's brilliant. I picked that up. It was really good. Please make it an early show in August. You want to give subs? What? I'll do streams in August if that's what you mean. Death Stranding 2 is out now. I haven't played Death Stranding 1. I've got it, but I haven't played it. See, this is the thing. I've got so many games. Like when you got a PC, you just get games. Like I guess you guys are the same. There's so many games. I know one of my mates. He's been on Twitch for ages. From the early days of Twitch, Dunk the Monkfish. I play games with him on online every now and then. We were playing that Warhammer game Gladius, which is loads of fun, and we do loads of Far Cry New Dawn. That's such a good game, and he's got like 600 games, and I think most of them are unplayed because you go back and forth between the ones that you really enjoy, don't you? That's kind of what I do. I really like the Horizon games, like Horizon Zero Dawn. That game is flipping phenomenal. And what other one? Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. I didn't enjoy Forbidden West as much as Zero Dawn because it was like, I don't know, the same experience. The first time you play something and it's incredible, it's like a new experience. Elden Ring was that for me. The first time I got it, I returned it because I thought, this is crap. What on earth? The first thing absolutely annihilates you. What on earth? And I just thought, no, this is going to be too difficult. Can't be arsed with this. And then I got it again, and I played it on a tour with a guy that like really knew how to play it. and he guided me a little bit, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing, and it is so good. It's so flipping good. Witcher 3 is the best. See, I started Witcher 3 and didn't get very far because I thought the controls were really crappy, but maybe that's not true. Maybe I need to give that a go. What else? It's great. I was playing Space Marine 2 when that came out. I haven't really picked it up again since it came out. I played the first DLC, which had got the Hierophant in it, which I've got one of their models up there. I painted that the last... it took like a year to paint the damn thing 'cause it's so massive. But yeah, I played that. I haven't played it since any of the new features have come out. That might be it. I picked up like random games I can't remember the names of. If you played Death Stranding 2, you'll be so surprised. I'm sure I will. I'll want to play the first one before playing the second one. And I've got so many things I'm trying to do at the moment that I'm not sure I need the distraction of a game. Like, I'm doing like there's drum shows that I'm playing at, and I've got to prepare stuff for those. There's all this Tesseract stuff that I've got to be like good enough to perform at. I mean, I could play the Tesseract shows and I'll be fine, but I want to be more familiar than I was just in front of you guys with the stuff, just so I'm a bit more comfortable. Then there is all the website stuff I'm working on. Like, we've made so many updates and upgrades to the website since launching it 3 months ago. Like, a ridiculous amount of upgrades. And I'm on a call, like, every week with my developer, and we just, like, yep, this would be amazing, this would be amazing. Like, listening to you guys, what do you want on the site? And then just going and making it, basically. So all of the money it's making, I'm just putting back into it to make it this incredible tool. And we've got even bigger plans than I can afford to do at the moment. But that's why, you know, it's growing. It's turning into this really awesome thing. I'm working on all that stuff. I'm adding new lessons to it. I'm adding new courses to it as well. So I'm working on all this stuff. I've got really fast workflows with it all. And I've started working with a video guy this week because the bottleneck with all of it was me recording all the videos, which I can do pretty quickly now because I'll get a script together rather than just kind of winging it. I'll get a script together. And then editing it. That's the thing that takes the most time. So the bottleneck is me sitting down editing these videos when someone else could be editing them and I could be working on more lessons. So that's where I'm at now. So I've got a person that codes for me. I've got one of my students, Leo, who might be in chat actually. He helps out with the coding as well. We've got a person that checks for all the bugs. We've got a notation person. I've been working a little bit with the marketing guy as well. And we've got now video editor. So there's me and 6 people working on this site rather than just me, which is what it was for ever, like, which is insane. Has AI played a part in helping the efficiency of building out the site? I don't know, if I'm honest, because I am the idea guy. I'm not the code guy for the first time. So the previous website, it was just WordPress and I was building it, whereas this website is completely custom coded from the ground up, and we're not reliant on any plugins. It's more money up front, but once it's made, there's no overheads really, other than one main plugin that I use, which I've got a license agreement for anyway. So it's a cheaper website to run after you've built it, but you end up hiring people, and I think that's a better way to do it. I'm hiring people rather than just throwing money into plugins that don't really do what I want. It's been amazing. It's been such an amazing process. And the great thing, the thing that I fully love, is that I can just come up with an idea or go back and forth with my developer or someone with an idea, and then we make it. That's what I love. It's pure creation. It's flipping amazing. So good. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. That's this. All this white writing on this side that you guys can see. jpostoners.com. Go and have a look. It's flipping sick. We're going to be dropping a new landing page, which isn't very exciting, but it is for me. We're dropping a new landing page over the next couple of days that just removes some of the friction from signing up, because at the moment you get to the landing page and it's a bit like, oh, okay, what's all this? Where do I go? We're just making it very clear, very, very obvious, very easy. I recorded a video yesterday that's going to be smack bang in the middle. That's going to tell you about what's behind the scenes in the site and all that stuff. You can get a month free at the moment if you sign up using that code. So you can check out all the lessons and all the stuff, all the bits and bobs we've been working on. So if you're a drummer, go and have a look, because the worst that can happen is you choose not to subscribe after a month. There we go. What else are we saying? I don't think there's any more chat. Oh yeah, there's questions that I missed. What type of cymbals do I use on my acoustic kit? What type of cymbals? Minor cymbals. I can't remember the names of all of them because I'm terrible. And I've changed them around quite a few times since I got my original setup. But it's all Minor. They're all Byzance apart from one. If you go to any of the Minor videos that are on the Minor YouTube, where I'm in them, terrible introduction. Last week, Echo's Tesseract song dropped on the Minor YouTube. Go and watch that video and wait around till the end and it will explain all of the cymbals that I'm using. They're great. And I got my own signature sticks now, which is even more exciting. Minor stick and brush, J Postone signature sticks based on the long 5A. It's a 5A stick, longer, and we've left a bit more mass down this end, so it's a little heavier and it's got a bit more throw, and we changed the tip. And this was like version 6 or 7 by the time we kind of dialed it in from how I wanted it, how I wanted to change their standard long 5A. We've had an amazing amount of people pick up a pair of these sticks already, and the feedback has been great so far. If you're a 5A player, even if you're a 5B player or a 3A player, go and grab some. Like there's a link on my website and stuff. I think maybe there's not actually. That's quite bad if there's not. But if you go, just type in J Postone's signature sticks on the internet and they'll come up. They're on Amazon. They're on Tom Ann. They're on like Sweetwater and everything. And pick them up. They feel. I'm not just saying this because my name's on them. Like they're the most balanced sticks I've ever used. They're so dialed in for my style of playing. I'm so grateful to get to work with a team of people who would make these for me, because when I've asked for this kind of thing in the past, it's like, oh yeah, maybe we can talk about that in the future. And as soon as I approached Minor with it, they were like, yep, we'll do that. I'm like, oh my God, I get to do it finally. And they're super durable. They're just great. Lovely, lovely sticks. So go and check those out. Right, I got one more song. I've got another song to play, guys. And then I'm going to go and eat some food, because I think it's like getting on for 6 p.m. here where I am. So, this is a song. It would be a song if I was in the right place.
10 seconds.
Here we go. B, I can't see your full name, but you're a silver member. Thank you so much. That's flipping amazing feedback as well. And I've just launched something new where silver members can get feedback from me in Discord as well. It's called the Practice Room. So if you're not in Discord, get in there. Drop videos of what you're doing and let me know if you want some feedback, if you want me to help you catch some blind spots.
Neck.
I'll neck you. This one's fun. Can't mess that up. Hang on a minute. I've got to go back. I've never messed that up. I've literally never messed that up. I know you're supposed to just play through these things, but I'm not doing that. No, sir. See, it is possible. Yeah, that modulation is so dumb. It's fun, but it's so stupid. What? They've done something different to the end of this. Oh. No, they haven't. I've done something different to the end of this. I chopped in the audio from the Minel video so that it had guitars. And it's not the same flipping thing as the actual set. Oh, okay. I'm just going to play along anyway. If it's awful, it's your fault. Yeah, I ended in the right place, but the music was all out of whack, and I've just got a stereo track here. I didn't check it before I went live on the stream, so it's definitely your guys' fault. Nothing to do with me. Anyway. Professional. Massive professional. That was so dumb. Why? I must have my screen on over there, because I can still hear me. I don't understand where I'm hearing myself from, because I can't see it on a screen, and my amp is supposed to be off. Oh no, my amp's on a little bit, that's why. Okay. Guys, that might be it. That's all of the music that I have in me. That's all of the drumming that I have. My wrist is telling me to stop drumming, Jay. You haven't drummed in like a couple of weeks properly, and you just hit things hard. So, give me a rest. Guys, thank you so much though. This has been a lot of fun. I said on the last stream that I did a while ago that I wanted to make this a bit more regular, and I think I do, because the interaction's great, and it keeps me in shape, drumming shape at least. And yeah, man, you guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for your generosity when you gave subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. And if you've subscribed to my website while this has been happening, that's brilliant. That's literally amazing. If you are thinking about subscribing to the website, that's amazing as well. If you want to have a conversation with me about subscribing to the website, that's also awesome. If you want to know what kind of things I can help you with, drop me a message on any of the socials. Actually, that's a lie. Drop me a message on Instagram. I don't check the other ones, so don't bother messaging me on the other ones. Or drop me an email. Whatever works, that's good. And we can have a chat, or hop in my Discord. That also works. Basically, there's a few ways you can get to me. There are a few ways, and I check these things. And I'll see you on the next one of these, which isn't going to be too long, because I've got to get in drumming shape for all of these shows that are coming up. So if you guys are up for hanging out again in a couple of days' time, I definitely would be. And I shall see you then. And check out the Tea Time with Jay videos on my YouTube. You might like those. Just me talking for like 10, 12 minutes about various things that enter my brain. You might enjoy them. If you've got any subjects you'd like me to talk around on those things, hit me up, and I'll see if the things I'll be interested in talking about. And I'll see you next time. Peace and love.